everyone. So for this video, I am going to jump way ahead and I am going to start on my reading journal for 2020, my book journal for 2020. Feature Craft came out with an incredible kit called Page Turner, and I of course got it, and it had this amazing pack of die cuts, so many good things in here, even the library. Oh my gosh. I just love library days. Getting my stack of books is just so exciting. And there's lots of girls in here. I think there's 3 total. A really awesome pack of die cuts. And then there is also the awesome stamp set, which is designed by In a Creative Bubble with lots of different phrases and sayings. There is also an alpha sheet, which is awesome. I'm excited about this. And they're kind of thin, so that works out perfect for me using a journal. Also, the journaling cards, a little escape. I love this for reading at night. A stack of books, a reading list, this story. Books are uniquely portable magic. Oh, so good. Currently reading, gone to the bookstore, just a green pattern. I'd rather be reading, books, a book and a hot drink. You are living your story. Book review. And then a few more 4x6s. I love this quote by Margaret Atwood. So many books. Book club. My weekend is all booked. And then a bookcase with plants and a globe and glasses. So a big variety in this kit, and I'm super excited to dive into documenting my books. This is a printed sheet of all my books, and this is the journal that I picked up from Michael's. It is dotted, and my thought is, because you guys, I don't have exactly a plan of what I'm doing, because not working in pockets, not working in a ring-bound traveler's notebook is making me a little nervous, because I have to get the order of what I want, and that's it. It can't change. I can't take it out. I can't move it. So it's kind of a challenge for myself, but I wanted my book documenting to be simpler this year, and reviewing every single book is hard. I'm still not done for 2019, and that's fine, but I knew that if I wanted to make this process go quicker and still be able to read a lot and document, then I needed to somehow make it easier, which would mean less pages and less reviews. So that's fine with me. So I open this, and I think I'm gonna do a title page, like saying 2020 books, and I will use Kellie Stamps and then maybe a few die cuts and then the Feature Craft alphas to do books. 2020, the stamp. And then the journal has these pages, and I thought this might be good to just list out my books. Okay, so this is where these little pages end, and this is where this starts. I was brainstorming some pages that I wanted to include, and I was looking at the book journal, reading tracking hashtags on Instagram. And so I think for this page, I am just going to do some sort of, I thought it would be fun to really use these stamps and do some sort of a collage of stamps, and maybe something like that, like repeat the stamps all throughout using the different colors in the kit, and then maybe include some die cuts interspersed throughout, and then turn the page, and probably the bookshelf, the classic bookshelf, bookshelf that you see everybody using, and I'll draw that, probably 2 lines for each shelf, and then maybe add some more die cuts or stamping or something like that, or get out some other stamps that'll work. Because I really like the idea of adding plants. I don't know why. I know everybody does that, but I love the idea of adding plants. So maybe I will do that. I'm not sure. And then for the next page, I will go into the January, maybe a calendar, and this is where I'll do the bar graph for the total pages read. And then I'll have the recap, and then that's where I'll include those photos. Then I will move into the favorites of the month. So 2 pages for that, because I'm going to pick 2 books. And then I think that's it for the month. So the month is gonna have a few pages. Oh, and I forgot that somewhere in here, I'll mark it off with some pencil, but I may include, I also wrote down that I may include a monthly faves and maybe a yearly faves, but I don't know how that'll be different. And then I may include the Stephanie Howell Bloom Where You're Planted group challenge. I may include that. So I'm just gonna mark it off with some pencil, and then I can go ahead and dive right into setting this up. It might take a little bit of work, and it might be a little bit longer of a video to watch, but if you are interested in watching my video, that would be awesome. So sit back, relax, enjoy my video. I would love a thumbs up if you want, and a subscribe if you're new to my channel. But I am excited to put this together and to start another year of documenting my books. All right, I'm gonna dive in. I am going to start with the Stamping 2020, and I'm going to use the Kellie Stamps number set. I don't remember what it's called. I want to say Bolton numbers, but I will leave a link for it because I believe she is still selling it. I have never stamped on a journal, so I'm just going to make sure I get a lot of ink on my numbers and hope that it comes out okay. I also took the ink pad and turned it upside down to make sure I got lots of ink. Okay, so I'm stamping, and it turned out not so great. So I either didn't push hard enough or I did something. So I lined it up as best as I could and then re-stamped it. And it actually turned out great. Sometimes when you re-stamp something, oh boy, most of the time it turns out not so great. So I re-stamped it and then gently kind of peeled it off. Because I also noticed that when I'm stamping on this particular journal, there is a little bit of like stickiness when you try to get the stamp off. So I'm going to repeat the second set of 20, and then I will move on to adding the die cuts and also the the books with the alphas. So I'm just going to use a die cut that says all the books, and then I will use the stickers to spell out books and books 2020, keeping this page pretty simple. And then I will go in my stash and look for a heart stamp, and I decide to go with Crafty Jen Scow's stamp that has a heart. Oh, I forgot. I added the long die cut of books as well to the bottom of the page. I thought that was perfect, absolutely perfect. A little row of books. Okay, here is the Crafty Jen heart stamp, and I pull out a bunch of different inks, and I'm just going to stamp a bunch of hearts in 3 different places. And I will also use a faint pink color, since there is a little bit of pink in this page turner kit. But I have a pink that's very light colored, so you may not be able to see it. And then this page is almost done. Super simple. I think I said that in my long introduction video, which I hope you found interesting and informative on how I'm going about this book journal process. Like I said, I'm excited. This is a really fun endeavor for me and a different type of project. I finished off that page with a little bit of stamping, all the magic or something like that. And then I'm going to move on to this stamp page. I'm kind of creating 3 main focal spots, since that's what I love to do to make scrapbooking easier, is just visual triangles. I am going to definitely use one of the girl die cuts. I'm not going to hoard them. I'm going to use them. And I want to spell out the word bibliophile. I said that right? But because of my arthritis, oh my gosh, you guys, I was fighting with these letters, these little tiny letters for so long. I should probably just get tweezers or something, but I was fighting with getting them aligned right and then getting them on the tags straight. I don't know. I probably should have one of my children do it for me, because I was not getting along with these letters and my fingers were not happy. So I finally got it on the tag, and now I'm going to pull out a bunch of different inks to stamp all over this page. And I think I pulled out an orange, and I wanted to stamp it to see if it would match okay. And I think I decided no orange. I'm just gonna go with the red and then the cobalt blue, a kind of darker green. The ink pad is actually called library green, which I love. And so I'm gonna go with that, and then a black, I believe, and then a yellow, just a little bit of yellow. And like I said earlier, I have 3 main sections for die cuts, and I'm gonna use those as kind of my triangle. And then I will just continue on stamping and filling in this grid as best as I can without having too many weird gaps. I also took a few stamps and turned them sideways, like library and the reading, and I think I'm going to do a few other sideways, but just to add something a little bit different. I also made sure to stamp the big B in my dark green ink, which I love. And I'm going to stamp some circles over in the corner. Once again, making sure that I press really, really hard and peel up kind of gently when I am stamping. I have my yellow ink, and I am going to use that to stamp as well. And then let's see, what else do I wanted to say something else about this. Oh, it was about this little stack right here, this little stack with the geotag. When I went to stamp it, I noticed I could put a book right where the bottom of the geotag is. I suppose that could be for location, but I decided that would be great to put like a book. But then I go to stamp with one of the books from the set, and it's not quite long enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the red inks, the blue and the green, and I'm going to stamp out a bunch of them, and then I will just fussy cut it and lay those on top of the stamped images on the page. And then that way, cutting them out adds a little bit of dimension too. So that works out great. So even though it's for a geotag for a location, it will work just fine for the way I want it. Yeah, see, you can see that I was pressing a little bit harder and making sure that I peel up a little bit. So I was learning. I didn't want a funky stamped image because, like I said earlier, once you stamp it, it's pretty stamped. So then I wind up with a little kind of weird area down in the middle below the girl's legs. And so I was trying to measure if story would fit there. And so I'm going to stamp that in just a minute. I also was measuring for a circle up by her head, and I decided to go with a yellow color. And then in a little bit, I'm going to pull out another stamp phrase. Or I think maybe I've already pulled it out. Yeah, I've already pulled it out. It's a stamp phrase that was from Little Lamb Paper Company, and it has everyday phrases on it. So I put a moon, a sun, and then morning, evening, and afternoon. And I'm just going to stamp those in black. I think I did all of those phrases in black. So I used that set as well because it was perfect with the everyday phrases and how I read anytime I can get a chance. Yep, there's the moon and the star. Love that. I just snuck it into little places, and so it was kind of hidden, but it worked great. And then I did decide to do the sun in yellow, and I put it over in the corner. Okay, so measuring once again for the story area, finally getting back to that, and I'm just going to put the story there. And then I look at it and I decide that I need it in a second spot, but I kind of hesitated because I wasn't sure if it was going to fit, and it didn't really fit, but it's okay. It'll work. So I'll have 2 of the stories right there, and that'll work. Then I had the great idea to take those 2 books that are included in the stamp set and make 2 different piles of books on the stamped page, which I love how they came out. Came out so good. And then I'm almost done with this page. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is one of the funnest things I've made. All right, so I am going to stop the process video right here and just share this page and then also this page right here. So I really hope you loved part 1 of my books for 2020. I am so loving this project, playing with stamps and just making an A5 type journal. So you enjoyed watching me bring this cover page to life and also my fun stamping page to life. I hope you come back for part 2 where I will show you my on the shelf and also my faves. So I hope you come back for part 2, and then I'll have part 3 at some other point too. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you're new to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.